I don't online game. The last game I played online really was Insurgency Sandstorm. I absolutely love that game and one of the best games I've ever played. But I haven't really played online in probably a good 5 6 months. And one of the reasons why is because it's just to me is not as fun as it used to be. For one, I mean, there's not that many shooters out there that I can attach to and actually enjoy. I see Helldivers doing great, and I'm good with the gamers of the universe are having a lot of fun. I would never get step on anybody's toes when it comes to that. But I just look at online gaming as a hindrance at this point, and I rather just play on my own where it comes to just playing offline campaigns or just just stuff like that. That's just what I'd rather do at this point. And for me, I had this old hashtag called offline for life. I haven't used it in a while, but I still stand by it for the most part, especially since I have not been playing Insurgency Sandstorm. Now, one of the worst things that has happened recently was this whole Apex Legends situation where the esports team got hacked during a tournament, and it caused a lot of widespread issues to the point where the game was basically compromised, where anybody and everybody who signed on to play Apex Legends was susceptible to having their information compromised. And that's one of the worst things that can happen when you're playing online. I mean, when you go online in general, when you're just on the computer having fun, if you're not, I mean, not just having fun, but having business things going on or just doing stuff on the computer, you could be subjected to this stuff. So you have to be really careful. Now, this is not a promo for anything like that, because people do this promo for VPNs and stuff. But I highly advise you to get one or some type of identity theft protection for your own peace of mind. So yeah, I'll just say that. But with that being said, Apex Legends, this is a really bad situation. You're talking about a situation where if people's information is compromised, and I know the person who did this said they did it for fun, but you know having your information out, that could be a real big deterrent for players to play these type of games in general, and it's a really bad look for the company, whether it be Respawn or EA or anybody under that umbrella who can that can have this happen to their game. And for me, I just rather play it safe than sorry and just not put my information out there. Or just stay offline when it comes to these servers that people could get into. It's gotten to the point where people have gotten into people's complete computers, and they can do all type of nefarious things, let alone just throw an aimbot on a screen or something like that. So, what does this mean? Do I like not be hooked up to the computer or hooked up to the internet when I'm playing my games? No. And I do understand there are some offline games that are hooked to the internet. I do understand that. But this is one thing I will advocate for. I will hope, and I doubt if this will ever happen, that every game that I buy, I wish that every game that I bought, I would just get the straight executable and put the files on my hard drive and never have to connect to the internet. I would love for that to be the case, but I doubt it, because of updates, patches, or whatever the case may be. They always keep you some way connected, and just to keep your accounts on these clients in good standing. I mean, you just never know. You disconnect, and you just never know what may happen. So I get it, but for the most part, I just have to understand that, what am I putting out there? Am I connected to a server where other nefarious acts could happen? I'm susceptible to that. Yes, I know. That's why I went back to get you some form of identity theft coverage for stuff like this to happen. And to be honest with you, I don't even try to put any of my credit card or debit card information to any of these clients, whether it be Sony, Nintendo, Xbox, any of this stuff. I just buy gift cards, or I buy like Steam cards or Xbox cards if I want to renew or buy anything at this point. And that just goes back from the 2011 incident, if you were around for the PlayStation 3 incident, where Anonymous got into that situation. So I'm just not into having some type of direct line to where my information will always be open to that type of stuff. So I try to play it as safe as possible, knowing that I know that my PC, my PlayStation, my Xbox, even my Nintendo Switch, is, hooked up to, whether it be Nintendo servers, where via their shopping, or their PlayStation store or the Xbox Microsoft store, is still linked up to that. But I do feel a little bit more secure dealing with that than having to deal with something like with Apex Legends. Like, and another thing about this, Apex it's not the first time they've been dealing with stuff like this. You have to understand, if you've been around for the Titanfall stuff, all of that stuff has been, absolutely obliterated, especially the Titanfall stuff, when it came to hackers and DDoS and all this other stuff some years ago. So this is not necessarily new. It just goes to show that EA has not done much to secure their stuff. And like I said, they're not the only ones that done stuff like this, or did not do stuff to keep things safe. We just talked about Sony not too long ago and their game libraries being deleted. So are we really, should we really be confident in any of this stuff that we're hooked up to the internet to, whether it be, like I said, Sony or EA or Steam or any of this stuff? This is another reason why I'm not a big fan of buying digital at this point. I just don't want to, because like I said, all the files are not going to be directly on my hard drive when I purchase a game. I'm not going to have the exe executable just a click and I'm good and I'll play the game without having any attachment to whatever client that I'm dealing with. I know I'm not going to have that. So with that being said, I'm trying my best to buy physical. I understand the situation with Steam and all the other PC clients. I'm really at a standstill. I'm still really at a standstill of what should I buy digital. Steam has a sale going on right now, and there's a couple of games that I want, and I'm looking like, I'm looking with the side eye like, should I touch this, And I know I should feel a little bit more secure about that, because it's not, that's a whole different issue of what we're talking about. But I'm just looking at it at the same time, like, when, at the end of the day, when will you have a situation where you're just going to feel safe playing these games, regardless of what these companies may say? I mean, like I said, Helldivers 2 is doing really good. I know there's a plethora of games online right now on PC, Xbox, even Nintendo, Sony. They're doing great online. I'm not saying that it's the worst place to go, but this Apex situation is online gaming's worst nightmare. It really is. It can be a situation where we could be seriously compromised if we're not careful. And we have to be careful. You got to stay vigilant. You got to stay on top of your stuff. And it's great to be out here and play these games and have fun, but you also have to be on top of your game. You don't want to be like how these guys were in this esports tournament. That was horrible. One guy could have lost his entire career behind that, and even worse, he could have lost all of his identity if these people who allegedly claim to do it, they could easily sit there and just take all of his information. And now people saying that it's not safe to play on Apex. The Respawn and them they're running in circles trying to fix this issue, and hopefully they'll do it, because like I said, this is not the first time this happened. So the whole ecosystem of online is kind of questioned right now. Like I said, the digital, like I said, the whole digital, purchases that you have, that's a problem. Playing games online now is a problem. I mean, you're getting it from both sides now. Your purchases and your identity could be jacked up. You know what I mean? So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm just sitting here. I'm just gonna play my games. If I could play offline, great. I know I'm gonna be tethered to a server in some fashion, but that's the risk that we take at the end of the day. And hopefully you just try to stay away from these nefarious situations as much as possible. So that's pretty much it, man. Y'all take it easy, man. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.